Thank you. We didn't know that. I had no idea.
Keep that out of the minutes.
Okay, no minutes.
Oh, wait a second.
All right,
Okay.
who's got the digital clock?
You're ready.
I'm ready. Okay. This August 8th regular meeting of the Morgantown Utility Board will come to order. Approval of the minutes is next. You've had a chance to read the minutes. Anybody got any objections or corrections? Hearing none.
I move to approve the minutes for the regular meeting of July 21st, 2023 as submitted.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Do we have anyone from the public to speak this evening, or do we have any letters from anyone to be read?
No.
No one's okay. That's not the public out there, right? All right, we have new business. It's good business. It's fun business. It's the thing we like to do. So, Mike.
Okay. Well, I'm very pleased and proud to announce that the National Association of Clean Water Agencies has recognized the Morgantown Utility Board for achieving complete and consistent National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit compliance. This is 24 years for the Cheat Lake Wastewater Treatment Plant and 22 years at the Morgantown Wastewater Treatment Plant. And with us this evening is Greg Shelto, our Manager of Treatment and Production, Jake Fischel, the Assistant Manager, Ernie Utter, the Chief Operator of the Morgantown Plant, and Jarrett Luzader is the Chief Operator at the Cheat Lake Treatment Plant. And if we could present them the awards and get a quick photo with the board.
Your water.
So, gentlemen, come on
yes,
up.
move out of the way. Don't clutter the picture.
So, the awards are right here.
You get out of the way here. You were in a little tighter spot there.
You don't get up here very often. Yeah. Barbara, right in here. Tom, Dave.
You want us all?
Absolutely.
Squeeze on in there.
Turn sideways.
Yeah, turn sideways for me, guys. Yeah, turn sideways. There we go.
Yeah, we're good.
Oops, oh, you're good, man. I turned you on for you.
Okay.
That's even better. My probably will come out. Don't move. I'm gonna grab myself too.
My sister-in-law.
All right, here we go. Last
Suck
one.
it in so long.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Congratulations.
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 Yes, very good.
Good, good.
With me tomorrow? Yes.
All right.
I just want to say, we know that we have wonderful, accomplished, capable people, but we love it when we can tell everyone, show them that you've actually been recognized. So thank you very much for the work you do, for the quality of work you do. It really makes us proud of ourselves and proud of our city, and we look forward to doing this again.
Thank you.
Okay, old business.
Okay. First thing on our agenda under old business this evening is Cheapview Public Service District. And Mr. Tim Stranko is here with us this evening. He is the General Counsel for Cheapview PSD. The Public Service of West Virginia, Public Service Commission of West Virginia, rather, has issued their final Joint Staff Memorandum recommending approval of the Morgantown Utility Board Operation and Maintenance Agreement with Cheapview PSD, and they are also in favor of MUB and Cheapview consolidating. And Mr. Stranko is here to speak to that this evening on behalf of Cheapview.
Good evening, Madam Chair,
Good
Mr.
evening.
Witt, Counselor. I'm representing Cheapview Public Service District tonight, and the board and the customers are eager to have MUB take over the water system. Chip and Greg will remember all those years ago when we organized the Chiefview Sewer District out there. And we knew then it was only a matter of time for MUB to assume the responsibilities for water so that the customers have one source of water and sewer utility service. And quite simply, the leadership and the staff of the Public Service District is not able to continue to deliver the quality of service these customers deserve. They look forward to your taking the PSD over and keeping the rates to the cost of service provided. We think the rates are adequate right now. We hope you agree, but the district is willing to discuss your analysis, and we look forward to whatever financial terms that you proffer. But again, the district is more than eager to have you take them over.
Okay, it's our
And
pleasure.
subject to questions, that concludes my discussion.
Well, we welcome them aboard. We hope that we certainly can meet their expectations. We've proven ourselves, and we look forward to having a good working relationship with everyone in that community.
I do want to, Madam Chair, make sure this moment doesn't pass without mentioning the service Glenn Stadden provided to those people for decades.
Yes.
Just a dedicated public servant who would drop everything in the middle of the night to go help a customer. Well, Glenn is gone, and we really have no one to replace him. So we're looking forward to MUB staff stepping in, filling those big shoes.
Thank you.
I have a question. Certainly the Public Service District has certain assets and liabilities, and your financial statements would reflect that, and your current tariff would reflect the ability to continue with those financing of those liabilities as well as the general operations.
Yes, sir. As a fiscal matter, the PSD is sound. It's the operational piece that obviously is lacking at this point. As far as capital needs go, your staff knows probably better than I what those are. I think there's some water storage tanks that need addressed. I think the most pressing issue. But again, the customers of the district are willing to pay their way for the cost of service that you provide.
Okay. Any other questions?
What's this service district size? If you would remind me how many customers approximately?
And I want to say 4,000, but Chip would know better. 4,000.
It's about 4,300.
Okay.
So it's big enough to be self-sustaining, and again, fiscally strong enough not to place a burden on your existing ratepayers.
Okay. Thank you, Tim.
Well, Madam Chair, subject to any questions, I'd like to excuse myself unless you want me to remain for any other reason.
Oh, that's fine.
Single parent.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
You're excused.
It's good to see you guys. And if I might just indulge me for a second, I have a statewide practice, and I want to remind you guys that this is the gold standard. And I travel around the state. The question I get frequently, because they think I know, which I don't, is how does MUB do it? So I just want to add my compliments to these gentlemen and the work they do. It's respected everywhere.
Before you are excused, though, we need a motion.
Well, I move to authorize the general manager and staff to pursue the formal consolidation of the Chiefview Public Service District water system into the Morgantown Utility Board water system. To execute such documents are necessary to consummate the transaction. To file with the Public Service Commission of West Virginia, such documents are necessary to obtain the approval of the commission and to seek approval of the Morgantown City Council to revise MUB's water tariff to include the Chiefview Public Service District.
All right.
Area.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion or questions?
Just first, my apologies for being tardy.
We're glad you're here.
I'm glad to be
Perfect
here.
timing. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
I might just add as a comment, I've been through this once before when I was the Secretary Treasurer of the Cheat Neck Public Service District, and we were absorbed into the Morgantown Utility Board.
Oh, okay.
So it's my second rodeo.
You're getting experience. All right, office renovations.
Okay, the office renovations, Rich had the opportunity to speak with Dave Snyder with Omni Architects the other day. They are still working on the conceptual design cost to eliminate the second story and to expand on the other side of the building. Dave said that they would be available to attend the September board meeting.
And make their presentation.
Yes, and make a presentation.
Okay, good.
Can roll right back up to Chief Lake just a moment, unless you want to do it last, however you want to do it.
No, we can go ahead and do that.
Okay.
All right, Sheet Lake wastewater treatment plant collection system upgrades.
Okay, so we have been working with the Infrastructure and Jobs Development Council with the Finance and Technical Review Committee, and we attended their meeting on July the 25th, and they have recommended approval of our request for a 20% economic enhancement grant. They are also recommending approval of our $1.25 million principal loan forgiveness for green initiatives that will be within the project. But we are still working with the West Virginia DEP on the amount of, I'm sorry, not the amount of the loan, but the terms of the loan. So we haven't gotten that part solidified at this time. So we're still, the rate has not been determined. But what I can also add to that is that we did apply for a congressionally directed spending grant, and it was not included in the Appropriations Committee bill. So unfortunately, now that it's so important for us to work with DEP on this SRF loan, on those terms, what we can get for what that rate impact could possibly be.
True. I know we do make an effort as much as possible in every situation to try to find funding and support, so we try, we get it sometimes we don't, but we do the best we can.
Right, and you know, and I will say this, you know, with Senator Capito's office, they did just say, you know, they were overwhelmed with requests this year. So, you know, it's would have been nice to have been able to receive that because that has such an impact on this project. But so now we'll see where we go with DEP.
Okay, let's keep our fingers crossed. All right, thanks, Mike. Coben Creek #1 dam project.
Okay, I'm going to let Rich give you an update on this.
Yeah, so down at dam #1, Kanawha Stone, our contractor, is really wrapping up. I mean, we're pretty close to being finished here. The dam crest itself is to the design elevation now. The downstream side of the dam has been rip-wrapped and seeded and strawed and is back. The spillway area, the grotto that we talked about, and the infilling of grout is complete. The only thing that's left to do, there's another pour or two on the weir, the new weir, overflow weir that's being reconstructed, and they're replacing both sluice gates in the intake tower. So the valves that are in there that allow us to, you know, to operate the dam, they're replacing both of those. That should be finished this week, and so it's just really cleaning up after that, and we're really approaching the end of that project, so we're pretty excited about that.
That was pretty fast. Well, actually, we're very lucky, right?
Yes, I mean, weather has been pretty good since they've moved down to #1.
We started this project, what month?
I want to say it was April-ish.
April?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
good.
it has gone pretty good, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
You want to go ahead and address the reservoir too, what's been done and completed?
Sure. Yeah, so up at the Flegel Reservoir, Coben Creek #2, again, final touches. So the final asphalt has been put down on Coben Creek Road through the project area. They're working on shoulder stone currently. Guardrails will go in after the shoulder stone is in place, but we're thinking the original was this week, but it kind of rained and kind of set them back a little bit. So maybe the end of this week or the first of next week, we'll get guardrails in. Fencing has been put in, and that is complete now around the dam structure itself. You know, there's still a gate on the access road and some fencing for some of the property owners that we took down that we're going to put back, and some cattle gates that we're going to do for, you know, we need to do for the property owners. But just little things like that, punch list items that we have to do up there, and that one's approaching the end as well.
Very good.
When do we install the security cameras?
I don't know that we have a timeline for the installation of those yet. I know that we have Strand reviewing our security cameras for the water treatment plant project in Cheat Lake, and we kind of wanted to use the same system, and so we were kind of waiting on their analysis to make sure that we can get it all tied together.
You want to speak to the lighting?
Yeah. So something I forgot was we have an agreement now in place with Mon Power to put lights out there on there's 5 existing power poles that run along Cobra Creek through our project, and so we're going to have dusted on lighting out there, and you know, we talked about making sure that light pollution was a concern of some of the residents that are out there, and we made sure to address that with Mon Power, and we have the lights that, you know,
Dark sky lights.
dark sky, make sure it's just non-glare, and make sure it's just pointing straight down Hillsborough Road. So I don't know when that will be installed, but you know, it's kind of in Mon Power's hands now to get those installed.
And is that one of those ones that Mon Power will end up funding lock, stock, the whole lot, or do we end up paying the bill on that and the installation? How's that going to be?
I think it's on us.
Okay.
So we
That's
pay
fair.
the installation, and then there's a rental fee
Okay.
that we would be on the
That's
hook
great.
for.
Good.
Cool.
All right. Upper Pocono Sanitary and Storm Restoration Project.
Okay. E.L. Robinson Engineering has hired a right-of-way agent, so they are in town and they are going door to door to all the homeowners where we're going to need to acquire an easement. So that's moving forward. All-Star Ecology, they're working through some comments from the Army Corps of Engineers on the stream permit, so that's going along very well. And the West Virginia DEP construction stormwater permit application is being reviewed internally and should be submitted very soon. So the project is moving forward.
I know the public gets frustrated quite often with the feeling that things don't go as quickly as they would like them to, but quite frankly, they go as quickly as we can get them to go, because there's so much permitting required in any of these projects and in many phases, different parts of the project. So usually what we plan maybe a year just for permitting for most of these projects.
It very well can be.
So it's moving along. We haven't hit any bumps yet, so we're happy to say that we hope it won't be long until people can actually see something happening. All right. EPA Brownfields Grant.
Rich, I'm going to throw the ball in your court on this one too, since you've been working with Greenbrier Environmental Group.
There's not a ton of updates. The Greenbrier Environmental Group is continuing to work on what's called an analysis of brownfields cleanup alternatives, ABCA document, which really lays out the alternatives that were looked at for the project and what the design is moving forward, what the intention is with moving forward, and that's the document that will be put on display. And there's a 30-day public notice, and so we can't do that until that document is complete and ready. And so that's really the next step, is finalizing that one, and then the 30-day public notice before we can, put the demolition bid spec out to bid.
And remind us what project this is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dinsmore.
Yes,
Right.
this is the former Dinsmore Tire property.
Okay. Again, it takes time. It takes time.
The wheels of government
And this
grind
one's a
slowly.
federal, federally funded project, so there's even
More paperwork, more accountability. Yes, good. Again, that's moving along, crawling along, but movements forward. All right, Truist Bank resolutions.
Okay, so in the last meeting, we talked about funding for some new vehicles, and Truist came back and said that we would need to have the board pass a resolution authorizing us to set up a line of credit and to establish permanent financing for those vehicles. And I believe Jeff has the resolutions. Amy has it, I'm sorry.
No, I don't have a copy.
It's really just needs executed.
Yeah.
The board voted last.
Yeah, we voted on it. We just,
Okay.
well, just read it to us, would you please? Or Amy can do that.
Yeah.
No, Amy,
Yeah,
you're
I
not
don't
gonna
think
do
we wanna
that.
read it.
No.
It's a pretty big
Sorry.
document.
It's pretty
Sorry.
basic, and it's
Just give us the basics.
resolving that
Yeah,
we can do all the things that are necessary to to start the line of credit and to utilize it for purchases.
for the things we really need when we need them.
There's a lot more verbiage.
Yes,
than
so we need,
is
okay.
necessary,
Of
but
course. All right, good to know that's already, now it's a done deal. All right, great.
But be sure, we gotta be sure to get these signatures
All
before
right.
everybody gets
Yes, we
out the
do.
door. Okay.
Okay, general manager's report, please.
All right, the Star City wastewater treatment plant blower, the shop drawings, they have been received, and comments have been made by Strand Associates, and I think we're still reviewing that internally, but it is moving, so hopefully we'll have that wrapped up here just in the next few days.
Okay, South Park tanks are being painted.
Yes, well, the one is being
Oh,
painted.
the one is.
The structural roof repairs that we discussed previously are complete. The access panel, it is complete, but the X-ray technician that needs to come in and check those welds, I don't think they're going to be here till maybe later in this week, maybe as late as Friday, or it could even be next week, and then they'll be able to paint, and then the curing process has to start. And so we're probably about a week behind where we thought we would be right now, but everything is moving, and it won't be much longer. Greg and Jake and John have a plan, for the disinfection and getting the tank back up online as quickly as we can.
Good.
So, which is nice since the kids are all coming back to school now.
And we
so
might need it.
Might need it.
All right. Maintenance and testing of fire hydrants.
Yeah,
An exciting topic that wasn't even on the news today.
Yes, yeah. The fire hydrants is, you may have read a little something about that. So to kind of get to the background of this, there was a fire in Charleston. And so when the Charleston Fire Department hooked up on a couple different hydrants, they found that they just didn't have the amount of flow that was necessary to be connected to those pumpers. And in response to that, the Public Service Commission issued a general order requiring all water utilities in West Virginia to provide them with certain information relating to the inspection and maintenance of your hydrants. And so, as well as the water distribution line sizes. So those reports, as you already know, MUB has submitted our report. We've also submitted Cheapview Public Service District's report. So we met the deadline, but the commission issued a general order, was it Friday, Jeff? Today, that extended that time.
extended the deadline to August 25th, but of course,
We're already done.
We got ours in.
Yeah, I saw only about half of the fire hydrants were accounted for in the state. Congrats and thank you for doing that. And I'm sure the Morgantown Fire Department would be happy to know that information too.
That's right.
And as a homeowner, I'm happy to know that information.
Yes, so we've got our information in. Again, we did not submit 1,000 documents. I did speak with a PSC staff engineer, and he said, well, we had a little miscommunication there. We don't want to see your inspection report on every hydrant. We just
okay.
want to know you're doing them. So, but we did offer them up if they have a need in the future to see every inspection report. So,
I have a question about our hydrants, and I may not have been paying attention to them, but I know in other cities around the country, they have standardized colors that they paint the hydrants with. Do we do that?
well, in the cities, they are being marked for their flows. So the
No, I
different
mean outside colors. You know,
they use a band, a colored band that is put on. We've been working with the fire departments,
for locating them.
but out in the public service district areas where there's a volunteer fire departments, they have not been marked in that manner.
Should we have a standardized marking, regardless of whether they're inside or outside, as long as they're part of our service territory?
To go through the process, I mean, we have worked with the insurance service office on doing some flow testing.
But I think there's cross on language here. He's asking about just to identify, not flow rates.
No,
just
no.
like,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
Tom.
if they're-
I missed
color.
all our
I
color.
mean, dogs want to know.
Well, we have a nice bright yellow.
Oh, okay.
So all the four-legged friends can find our hydrants and let us
That would be the
know what they
case.
think of them.
And Chief View would have.
Yeah, they have yellow fire hydrants. Yeah, it's.
Okay, that's.
I don't know that we have any
basic
red hydrants anywhere.
question. Clarify.
I'm sorry, Tom. I thought we were talking about flow
No,
rates.
no.
And we have, according to the report, roughly 1,100 hydrants we're talking about
Yeah,
in the report that we sent.
months, yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It
We
is.
to inspect and test all this.
Now, we have a replacement plan that is in place to take out hydrants that are over a certain age. and
No,
replace
no.
them?
If they're working, we don't replace them.
Okay, because
If,
I saw in the paper that some districts in the state are afraid to turn them on because they wouldn't be able to turn them off.
I read that. Yes. Well, a hydrant is mechanical.
Oh, I know.
And what I can tell you is that you can go and inspect it, you can turn it on, you can turn it off, and go back 3 days later, and it may not work. So it's sort of it's one of those things. We check them manually and get out there, and I think that's the best anyone can
Oh,
do.
yeah, oh, yeah.
okay, that's a big job. It's an ongoing year-round job, right?
Yeah, and I really applaud, Joey McDonald and his team, in our maintenance shop. I mean, they do a great job making sure this is done. It's public safety is always on the front of mind.
Now, how much does a new hydrant cost? Because the paper seemed to indicate that some of them were up to $1,300. At least that's what they were billed at the various public service districts.
I would say every bit of that. Tom, I can't tell you that I've seen a price lately that I can recall quickly, but I can certainly look that up.
They're pretty
see what it is.
expensive.
Hydrants are expensive. And boy, if you have them put in as part of a big line project, they become very expensive.
Okay. Any other comments on fire hydrants? Okay.
Good job getting that done.
Like keeping up with it.
Yeah, Corey Jones, he really led that effort for us, and he did a great job putting all that together.
Okay, are there any board member discussions or subjects or topics that you would like to bring forward?
I have a fun one that I had asked our assistant city manager about the question that I believe Tom raised on stocking of Flegel.
Oh,
And the DNR said that they would like to start with bait fish this fall, bluegill and fathead minnow, to get that established so that they're spawning in the spring of next year, and then go with larger fish that you would want to catch as that population gets established. So
Build
they
the
provide the
ecosystem.
bait.
good.
So
They're gonna, this fall.
if
already.
we can get a document agreement in place for that, which hopefully we can. So
Yeah, and we're all, us and the city, Emily Mazzarelli, she's invited to different parties. We're going to have a meeting on site tomorrow.
Cool.
So talking about the recreation aspects
Great.
and so forth, and as we're winding down our end of it. So yeah, I mean, it's coming along.
Very good.
You will be fishing for the big bass next year.
Awesome.
Next
Bass
fall.
tournaments.
The bass tournaments. I don't know. That's not large enough for the bass tournaments.
We will be measuring in ounces, not pounds.
Oh, well. All right. Any other issues for the good of the order? All right. Do I have a motion for executive session?
I move to convene an executive session of the Board of Directors under the provisions of West Virginia Code Section 6-9A-4B12 to discuss confidential matters and matters which are exempt from disclosure under the West Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and further move that the August 8th, 2023 regular meeting of the Board of Directors be adjourned at the conclusion of the executive session.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. We'll take a 5-minute break
Yeah.
and then we'll reconvene in executive session.
I go back.
Well, there's Emily. I didn't even see